8 years. That's how long Elina Svitolina had been waiting. The last time she lifted a WTA 1000 trophy, it was 2018. Right here, on the red clay of the Foro Italico. She was 23 years old, ranked inside the world's top 5, and looked like a future Grand Slam champion. Then came injuries, a pregnancy, a war in her home country, a long, slow climb back. On Saturday, May 16, 2026, at 31 years old, ranked outside the top 8. Elina Svitolina walked off Central Court in Rome with that trophy in her hands one more time. Her third Italian Open title, and it might be the most meaningful one yet. Ukraine's Elina Svitolina defeated American Coco Gauff 6-4, 6-7, 6-2 in the Italian Open final. 2 hours and 49 minutes of brutal, attritional clay court tennis. 3 sets, 3 top 5 wins on the way to the title. This wasn't a fluke. This was a giant killing run. To get to the final, Svitolina had to beat world number 2 Elena Rybakina in the quarterfinals. Then world number 3 IGA Świątek in the semifinals. And finally, world number 4 Coco Gauff in the final. Number 2, number 3, number 4 in a row on clay. That's not luck, that's a statement. The match itself was a roller coaster. Gauff came out firing. She broke Svitolina in the opening game and held the love. At one point in the first set, she led 4-2, and even had 3 break points to go up 5-2. The Ukrainian was on the ropes. Then Svitolina did what she does best. She just refused to break. She fended off all 3 break points. Won 4 straight games. Took the first set 6-4. And here's where it got ugly for Gauff. Her serve started to crumble. For double faults. 2 of them came at the worst possible moment, handing Svitolina a break and then the set on a silver platter. After one bizarre second serve flew into the wrong service box. Gauff smacked herself on the head with her own racket and stormed down the tunnel, where reports say she had a heated conversation with her coach, Jean-Christophe Foucault. Whatever was said worked temporarily. Gauff came back fired up, found her serve, and dragged the second set to a tiebreak, which she won 7-3 to level the match. But then the decider. Svitolina broke Gauff's serve twice in the third set, dominated 6-2, and served out the match. Across the whole final, she saved 14 of 17 break points she faced. That's the kind of clutch defense that wins titles on clay. Here's the part that made this special. When Svitolina lifted the trophy and spoke on Central, she said, "It's very hard to believe that it's been 8 years when I had this trophy here. Definitely was an extremely tough battle. This is her 20th career title. Round number." Apparently, she'd literally told her coach earlier this year that she wanted to hit a round number before she retires. Mission accomplished, and then some. But the bigger context? For Ukraine, this one matters. Svitolina now joins her compatriot Marta Kostyuk, who won the Madrid Open just weeks ago, in completing a Ukrainian sweep of the clay court WTA 1000s this season. 2 Ukrainian women, 2 of the biggest clay titles outside the Grand Slams, in a year when their country is still at war. Coco Gauff lost, again, in Rome, for the 2nd year in a row. Last year, she lost the final to Italy's Jasmine Paolini. This year to Svitolina. She was trying to become the first American to win the Italian Open since Serena Williams in 2016. It didn't happen, and this loss had to sting in a particular way. Svitolina has now beaten Gauff 3 times in 2026 alone. At the Australian Open quarterfinals, the Dubai semifinals, and now Rome. 3 meetings, 3 losses. But here's what Gauff said on court after the final, her voice cracking. "I'm sorry I couldn't play a little bit better in some moments today. But it's been a great 2 weeks with you guys. I definitely feel the momentum going into the French Open. A lot of lessons learned from this match. That's class." She apologized to her team. She acknowledged Svitolina. She didn't make excuses about the serve that betrayed her. And remember, Gauff went on to win the French Open last year after losing the Rome final. The pattern could repeat. Let's talk about a number nobody's mentioning enough. Svitolina is now 8-0 in WTA clay court finals. 8 finals on clay, 8 titles. She has never lost a final on this surface. She's essentially unbeatable when she gets to the last match on red dirt. That's a stat that should terrify everyone in the Roland Garros draw next week. She also became only the second woman in the modern Italian Open era, alongside Iga Świątek, to win this tournament 3 times. Świątek won it 3 years running. Svitolina has now spread her 3 wins across 2017, 2018, and 2026, separated by almost a decade. That's a different kind of greatness. That's longevity. The reaction has been split into several camps internationally. Ukrainian fans and the broader European tennis community are celebrating this as a comeback story for the ages. A 31-year-old mother who took a year off the tour for pregnancy, who has been visibly grinding through tough seasons since her return, beats 3 top 4 players to lift a trophy she hadn't held in 8 years. That's not a sports story. That's a screenplay. American tennis fans are split. Some are frustrated with Gauff's serve, which has been an ongoing technical issue for years. Others are emphasizing the bigger picture. She's still only 22. She's already won 2 Grand Slams. And she's bringing momentum into Roland Garros, where she's the defending champion. There's a lot of "this is just a building block" energy from her supporters. Neutral fans worldwide are calling this one of the best WTA tournaments of the year. Svitolina's run, beating Rybakina, Świątek, and Gauff back-to-back, has reset the entire conversation around the French Open. A few weeks ago, everyone was talking about Sabalenka, Świątek, and Gauff as the favorites. Now, Svitolina has muscled her way into that conversation. The 2026 French Open begins Monday, May 18th. Svitolina has been a 4-time Grand Slam semifinalist, but has never won a major. Roland Garros has always been the one that felt most achievable for her game. Patient, defensive, brilliant on clay. She's never been this hot heading into Paris. When asked about it after the final, she said simply, "Of course it gave me a lot of confidence going into Roland Garros." Confidence is putting it mildly. She just beat 3 of the top 4 players in the world in 5 days. On clay, in the tournament most similar in conditions to the French Open. Meanwhile, Gauff, the defending Roland Garros champion, has to regroup fast. Her serve issues need fixing. Her mental approach to Svitolina specifically needs rethinking. But she's done this before. Last year, she lost in Rome and went on to win Paris. There's a precedent. 8 years between trophies. 3 top 5 wins in 5 days. A 31-year-old who absolutely refused to disappear. Elina Svitolina's Italian Open run wasn't the flashiest tennis story of the week. Sinner stole most of the headlines a day later. But if you ask a lot of people inside the sport, this was the most impressive performance of the entire fortnight. 20 career titles, 8 straight clay finals won, 3 Italian Open crowns spread across a decade. She came to Rome ranked 10th in the world. She left it as the woman everyone in Paris should be afraid of. Roland Garros next. The story continues.